welcome to another installment of our wellness education series, and today we're going to be talking about hormones. So this is a subject very dear and near to my heart. I've been studying the topic extensively for the last 4 to 5 years. I found that I didn't have enough knowledge going into perimenopause with how to deal with the symptoms and what life throws at you during these years. So I've just really just studied so much about how I can support myself, naturally, using my 3 pillars that I'm always using, which is diet, exercise, and essential oils. And also I just wanted to help other women. As a health coach, I specialize in women's health, and it's because, I've experienced the ups and downs of hormone imbalances. I can speak from experience. So, so that's why I'm so passionate about this. So if you're struggling, no, you're not alone. I think, we're so underserved as women. All of a sudden, people talk about menopause, but nobody talks about that time in between. So all of a sudden you're thriving, you're in your 40s, you have young kids, and then boom, you feel fat, you feel tired, you feel lazy, you feel, you just can't be bothered having sex anymore. You feel depressed, and you're like, what the F is going on? Because nobody prepares you for this. And there's actually so much that you can do to support yourself if you know what to expect and what to do. So I'm just going to quickly go over what happens in perimenopause, and then I'll get into the nitty-gritty of what oils that I'm using to support myself. So basically, perimenopause is considered the time before menopause. Menopause is, so you're officially in menopause if you haven't had a period for a consecutive 12 months. That's when you officially, I was going to say diagnosed, but you're officially then in menopause. So perimenopause can be the time before your periods become erratic, and you have a host of other symptoms. So the endocrine system is the system that is in charge of hormone production. So in the endocrine system, you have your adrenals, you have your thyroid, and you have your ovaries. Sex hormone imbalance can be caused due to a variety of things, mainly because of poor sleep, high stress, consistent high stress, poor thyroid function, and nutrient deficiencies, specifically low iron and low vitamin B12. Very important to get those checked. During menstruation, what happens? So let's focus in on the sex hormones, specifically the estrogen and progesterone, because this is the main thing that sort of wreaks havoc. Testosterone eventually, but in the beginning, I find the main symptoms that I'm dealing with is the hormones are estrogen and progesterone. So basically what happens when you're in normal menstruating years is in the first half of your cycle, you have your estrogen go up. It hits its peak at day 14 when you ovulate, and then it goes down. What happens at day 14 is your progesterone goes up, and your progesterone is in charge of making sure that the uterus is well lined and prepared for this fertilized egg to come in and for you to help grow a baby. So that's what happens. I remember I had 2 miscarriages, and then with my 3rd pregnancy, in order to avoid a 3rd miscarriage, I had to take progesterone cream for the first, I think, 16 weeks. And thankfully everything was fine. But so you need progesterone. Now what happens, and now this is, there are many different scenarios. I'm not a doctor, and I'm just speaking to a very typical scenario that happens. It's quite common, but it's not the only scenario that can happen. But what I see a lot of amongst my women friends, is something called estrogen dominance and low progesterone. So what happens is your body makes the estrogen, and then on day 14, your progesterone doesn't go up. So your estrogen stays up, maybe dips down a little bit, but your progesterone is pretty flat. So you have low progesterone. So you have something called estrogen dominance. Symptoms of estrogen dominance, breast tenderness, bloating, headaches, leg cramps, low mood. You can even feel a little nauseous. Sometimes there's vomiting involved, and depressed libido. So yeah, fun, isn't it? And then signs of low progesterone is also very fun. PMS symptoms, you crave sugar, you have that fluid retention, and migraines and anxiety. And so progesterone is your natural antidepressant. It helps you sleep. It helps metabolize your fluids so you don't puff up like that. So when you lower in progesterone, you have all those ugly side effects. And low progesterone production can also be because, a lot of women in their early 40s, they have kids. A lot of women are working, so there's a constant, relentless stress, poor diet, and little sleep. So all this can also contribute to low progesterone. So the way your hormones are metabolized in the body, so hormone metabolism, I should say, is key to hormone levels and regulation in the body. Now, your estrogen is metabolized in the liver and in the gut. And things that contribute to poor estrogen detoxification in your body is known as liver loaders. So when your liver is overloaded, it doesn't metabolize the estrogen properly. So it metabolizes what it can. Any excess goes back out into your blood and just gets circled round and round and round. So it's not filtered properly, basically. Things that contribute to or that are considered liver loaders: processed food, sugar, and alcohol. Those are the three main ones. The other place where estrogen is metabolized is in your gut. So if your gut microbiome is not great due to lots of antibiotics, again due to low fiber, not eating enough fruits and vegetables, not having enough probiotics, that's what's contributes to poor metabolism in the gut. Things that help your liver to process the estrogen is something called sulforaphane, which is found in broccoli sprouts and in cruciferous vegetables, which is broccoli and cauliflower, things like that. Turmeric, which we'll get to in a minute, and substances in dark chocolate and green tea, which are basically the antioxidants. Things that help your gut are, of course, plenty fruit and vegetables, insoluble fiber, which is beans, nuts and seeds, root vegetables, celery, pulses, and lentils. So make sure you're getting a lot of fiber. Of course, decrease of antibiotics, or hopefully you can avoid them altogether. And then you also want to really be careful of the toxins in your life. So toxins in your skincare, toxins in your cleaning products. This is why I've become so passionate about living a non-toxic lifestyle or transitioning to a non-toxic lifestyle using essential oils, because I'm really concerned with how my body is metabolizing all these toxins. doTERRA has a beautiful skincare range called Virage. If you're interested in that, beautiful line, also anti-aging, a beautiful serum, great products if you want to eventually switch to a non-toxic skincare line. Highly recommend that. So you just also want to minimize alcohol. 1 to 2 drinks a week is ideal. If you are consuming more than that, drink lots of water while you are drinking. You know, what I try to do when I am at a party, I like to have a drink, a glass of water, a drink and a glass of water, just to help my body detoxify, and really make that, on occasion. not every week. And then you just want to eat whole real foods, predominantly plant-based. So let's look at hormone support during perimenopause. So you, like I said, you want to get your blood work done, get a full blood panel. You want to support your liver. So you want to resolve your iron levels. You want to resolve your vitamin B12, make sure that that is good. You want to eat lots of green leafy vegetables. Turmeric is a great supplement, but especially as I'm learning, and I'll tell you why, the turmeric essential oil. St. Mary's thistle is something that really supports your liver. Make sure you're getting enough magnesium and zinc. Check those nutrients. Again, sulforaphane is a supplement that you can take, but naturally you can find it in broccoli sprouts and cruciferous vegetables. And of course, minimize alcohol. Gut support, mainly dietary changes, adding in a lot of fiber to your diet. Stress support, because stress can be a huge thing. You just want to really support your adrenals. Breath work, yoga, even exercising. When we're in perimenopause, constantly pushing yourself to the limit every day is actually counterproductive when your adrenals, when your cortisol is high. So just really being mindful of your breath, meditate as much as you can, take time for you, really invest in that self-care. That will really support your hormones as well. All right, those were the main things. Let's go into the essential oils. So the queen of essential oils for hormones is something called Claricalm. One of my colleagues in doTERRA actually was funny. She said, it's Claricalm time. It's Shark Week. I thought it was very funny that she said it was Shark Week. But this is a lifesaver. I honestly, I used to have to take Miprodol a couple of days before my period, and then also the first and second day. But since I've been using this consistently, especially after sort of day 14, I just rub Claricalm onto my lower abdomen and also onto my wrist. It smells beautiful. It's amazing. And then, of course, while you're on your period as well. So the oils in Claricalm, there's a bunch of oils. There's clary sage, which is like the ultimate hormone balancer along with geranium. So those two. Lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, which is really calming and soothing. Ylang ylang. Cedarwood, I already said geranium, fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa, and something called Vitex. So these are all the oils. It's pre-diluted with some fractionated coconut oil, but it's an amazing blend. It's super, super effective. I've had many friends try this, and everyone says to me, thank God for Claricalm. So if you get anything, please invest in one of these. It'll save you a lot of pain, physical and emotional. It is really amazing. The second oil that I highly recommend, so the two main hormonal oils are clary sage and geranium. Unfortunately, we don't have access to clary sage yet, but we do have geranium. This was launched about a month ago. It's a floral oil. So, a lot of the floral oils are good for hormones. Rose, jasmine, which we also don't have yet, lavender. But geranium it's quite strong smelling floral oil. So if you're not really into florally smells, it can be quite overwhelming. But it's so effective for your hormones. It's also great for skin. So if you have any hormonal acne going on, I just take the cap off, just dab around the bottle, and then just sort of put it onto any spots. I put 1 drop in my moisturizer at night. It's super great for your skin. But also I'm using it on my 11-year-old who is already starting to have hormonal breakouts. And I've created a little spritzer with him with tea tree, melaleuca, geranium, and lavender. Sorry, a little side note there. But I've created a little side spray bottle with water, and we just sort of dab his skin, and it really helps his skin. So if you have teenagers in the house, geranium is an amazing oil to have, along with tea tree. Side note. What else does it do? So it also supports cycle regularity, which I have come to notice is very important. So I just got my period after not having it for 55 days. Yeah, wasn't fun. So I basically missed a whole cycle. So I was PMSing for 30 days basically, which sucked. But anyway, geranium does help in period regulation and cycle regulation. And it also is really calming and soothing. I use it at night. I put them on the bottoms of my feet to regulate my hormones and also just to calm me down. Geranium is amazing for that. Lavender is the other one, again, just soothing. So, you just want that emotional support, something that calms you down, lowers your stress levels. Lavender is amazing oil for that. Peppermint. So peppermint is so good for many things. If you are already experiencing hot flashes, anything hot, you're looking at anything, when your estrogen is dominant, you also could have some hot flashes going on. Peppermint is great to cool you down. So what I like to do also when I'm having those 3 o'clock cravings, so if I am having PMS, take your peppermint bottle, you put 1 drop into the palm of your hand, just 1 drop. Take your thumb, I don't know if I've done this before with you, put it to the roof of your mouth, rub your hands together, take 3 deep breaths, and then you rub the rest on your neck. And it instantly cools you down, gives you a nice pick-me-up. If you're feeling tired in the afternoon, it wakes you up, gives you a boost of energy. The peppermint in your mouth reduces the cravings. And you can also make a beautiful spray with peppermint and lavender, just like a mister. And if you are having hot flashes, you just keep your eyes closed and it cools you down. Peppermint is a super, super helpful one. Then the other one is turmeric. Now, I just recently did a course about perimenopause. This is what I do for my spare time. I do love it because it provides me such great information and then I can share. So I love to learn, to absorb, and then share. So this is what I'm doing. Turmeric is, like I said, is a great supplement to take to support your liver. And, it's great for your immune system. Let me just look at my list here. For your metabolism, it's another one. So it's basically like a kickstart for your metabolism. And it's also great for your skin. I haven't used that much on my skin yet because I'm sticking more to the geranium and lavender in my skincare. But I'm dying to try a turmeric clay mask. And it's also good for tired muscles. So if you put a drop into your whatever carrier oil you're using, your fractionated coconut oil, or your jojoba oil or your sweet almond oil, and you put it onto sore muscles, turmeric is great. One thing that I didn't know that I just recently learned is what's the difference between turmeric oil, essential oil, and turmeric powder in the capsules that you get as a supplement. There's actually a big, big difference, and the oil is the way you want to go. So the oil is steamed, so the oil is derived by steam distilling the root. And the oil contains 2 very potent chemical compounds called R-tumerone and tumerone. Both of these components help with the absorption of curcumin, which is the main compound found in the raw turmeric root powder. And the oil, the R-tumerone and the tumerone helps with the absorption of the curcumin. So in the powder, you don't have that. The powder is much less bioavailable, much less absorbable, if even that's a word. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is your body absorbs more of the oil than the powder. So that's the main difference because of those 2 chemical compounds, R-tumerone and tumerone. You can Google this, you can go into PubMed, you'll see what I'm talking about if that didn't make any sense. But if you have any questions about that, just go to our friend Google and you'll see. So turmeric, of course, is quite a potent I actually don't really like the smell of it, but it's a very potent herb. So the way I ingest it is I take 2 drops every day in these veggie caps. So I put two drops of the turmeric oil and every morning, and that's part of my supplement routine. So again, if I were to choose, gosh, it's hard. I mean, all of these oils are really good, but if you want to start somewhere, the turmeric, for several reasons, not only for hormones, but also the clary sage. These are your 2 go-tos. Lemon is another good one, just to help with detoxification and just to cleanse the body. Again, if you want to talk into, more of your calming oils, you would want to go to your adaptive or balance. But the ones that I've mentioned, clary, calm, huge, geranium, peppermint, lavender, turmeric, and lemon. Those are the main ones that you really want to focus on for your hormones. All right, I hope that all made sense. I hope it was helpful. Again, reach out if you have any questions, if you need support. Share, don't hold back. We often also as women suffer in silence. We don't want to admit that we are not feeling great. Don't feel like your body is betraying you, which I had that. I was getting so frustrated with myself. I was gaining weight. I couldn't understand why. It's frustrating. It's not an easy time, but there are things that you can do to support yourself that are super helpful, to make you feel better. And the more I learn, the more I'll share. So just keep taking care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate with yourself. Just take care of yourself. All right. I hope you all have a beautiful rest of your day. And give me a shout at Sonia@soulspacebody.com. You can also find me on Instagram @soulspacebody. That's my favorite playground. So come hang out with me there. And I'll see you soon.